We go. And I'm not gonna start over like a YouTube person. I'm just gonna start from where I started at. Okay. YouTube is activated now. All right. So um what we need to do is we need to change the person that we sell to. Because if we change the person that we sell to, we then can sell a higher ticket thing. If you own if you are selling to beginners and you expecting beginners to pay 1,000, it's not going to work. If you are selling to if you want advanced braiders in your program, but you selling it for $50, $100, AP, don't hurt me, $20, then like it's going to be a disconnect. So what we have to do is we have to figure out who is the person we want to sell to. If you have been listening to me, you watch my videos, you come on Whiteboard Mondays, I really hammer the nail that we have to decide who's the person we want to sell to. I just had a conversation with a braider. What's going on, Kyra? What's going on, Remy? If y'all can turn your cameras on, I love to see people. If you can't, cool, no problem. You know how people get. I just had a workshop with Remy, and we had to figure out who's the dream student that she will want to wake up every single day and serve. Because one of the biggest mistakes that braiders and beauty pros, I'm targeting everybody, braiders make, when I say braiders, just say colorists in your brain or whatever, make is that they try to go out to the marketplace because they have this brilliant idea, like, oh, I want to create this fire course, it's in their heart or it's they it's their passion. I want to create this product. And they go out and take it to the marketplace and nobody buys it, or the people that buy it, they don't really fit the description of who you want. And they give you headaches and they ask them questions and they want refunds. But if you start and say, dang, what is the one person I will wake up every single day and serve? Once you figure that out, then we say, all right, what solutions can I create to their problems? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys do not go through that phase. Y'all have ideas, y'all put the ideas out there in the marketplace, and you either don't get the results that you desire, or you sit there and you be like, you get some sales, but you're not satisfied. I know we all want to hit those 10K months online. I know we all want to be able to break free from the chair, lead the chair, all that type of stuff. But we have to do the foundational work. We have to figure out who we want to target. And if we don't figure out who our dream student is, what's up, Remy? You should know about the dream student. If we don't figure out who our dream student is, then we're not going to be able to create things that help them get the solution that they desire. Okay. So how do we sell the same thing how do we sell the same thing for a higher price? We probably need to change the person we're selling it to. If you change the person you're selling it to, you will probably get better results. And I say probably because I'm not God, I'm not Jesus. I can't promise you anything. But I do know from confidence that when my people that I work with, when they have a laser focus, and let me give you an example. I work with a braider right now, and her focus is part-time braiders who currently work at a call center like job, like a receptionist, a call center, or like some job that requires them to dress down. They work at a job that requires them to dress down. They work 9 to 5, and they have a part-time braiding business, and they want to get to the point where their braiding business is full-time. That's who she works with. So she created a coaching program that helps them transition from their 9 to 5 job in this like business place, and they really want to wear sweatpants all day, to a braiding business that they love. That's how transparent you guys have to be when it comes to your dream student. Because guess what that does for you? That makes your content so much easier. Hey, you guys, are you a colorist who are you a silk press specialist who currently has color on their menu, but you probably get about 1 to 2 color clients a week, and you want to see how you can get about 5 to 10? I want to reveal to you guys my 4-step process to doing so. If you are not that specific, it's not going to work. If you are coming here like, hey, you're a silk press who want to hit $10,000 a month as a colorist, garbage. Hey, are you a braider who wants to get more consistent? Garbage. All garbage. And I know I'm coming hammered ahead today, and I know a lot of y'all are like, Jay, you getting on my nerves today. I just have to. This is what I do every single week. And I guess I keep saying it because nobody's doing it. We need to do it. So sell to a different person. Now let's go to the second thing. What's going on, Rachel? I think that's your name. Rachel, you're new. I never saw you before. Welcome to the
That's my
tribe.
sister.
That's your sister? Like blood or like, okay, blood sister?
I'm
I
our
don't
older
see.
sister. Uh-huh.
I don't see it.
Uh-huh. I'm trying to hide. I'm really not even trying to. Yeah, bro.
She
It's
didn't
all
want to,
good.
she didn't want you to call her out. She was
I,
like, I'm like, no, get on. He's amazing. Please. She's
I'm gonna call her out. Just to
I
say,
know.
oh
hey,
my God.
Rachel, what do you do?
I'm an esthetician.
Esthetician. Okay, what
Hmm.
part of the esthetician field you specialize in?
So, brows and lashes.
Brows and lashes. Okay, which one do you make the most money from?
Lashes.
Lashes. And what makes us not go full fledged on lashes?
Because I love brows. What? Is that a
Remy, you
bad thing?
brought her to the fire. Like you did that on your
See,
own.
you know
I
what? Do I need to
know.
leave?
She was supposed to be incognito. You weren't supposed to
I was
notice her.
trying to be. I didn't even know how to turn off my damn camera.
Okay, so you do brows and lashes. What's up,
Hmm.
Kyra? I don't know. Oh, you say you at the shop working. Okay, you do brows and lashes. I'm not gonna have that conversation today, but just know next time you come, we're gonna have the conversation. Your sister did
Okay.
that to you. All right.
Thank you.
So
Hmm.
no problem. The second thing, T brought this up, was how do we create content that's kind of on easy mode? She mentioned that the best type of content for her is the FaceTime type of content, the content where she can show up and be authentically herself. So how do we create content that is engaging? Well, first of all, catches people's attention, holds their attention, gets them to engage, and gets them to take the action that we want them to take. Now, I want to kind of tell you guys about a formula I've been developing. Uh, it came from a coaching session that I had with one of my mentors, and he said that when you are your job, and this is about selling. I was on the selling challenge. I took the program, and he said, when you are selling to people, your job is not to get them to believe your thing is what they need. Your job is to tell them a story that gets them to say, oh, shoot, I need that. So instead of me saying, hey, girl, you need to buy my coaching program. Instead of doing that, I need to tell a story of how uh, Remy came through my coaching program. And when she was in my coaching program, she had to do two crazy reels. But when she did these two crazy reels, she ended up getting X amount of followers, got X amount of people saying, girl, do you teach? I need to tell that story that when other people listen to it, they like, shoot, you know what? That is the key to what I desire. And a big thing I've noticed in the beauty industry is that we are not good at telling stories. We want to come out with the content and just be like, here are my 5 steps to do blah, 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 blah. This is why you should sign up for my color course because it has the blinds and the lifts and the tones. You need to get my braided sew in quick weave braiding class. I know AP, that's not it, but I just couldn't think about what the name was. But what if we could tell stories that make people come to their own decision that our thing is what they need? What if we could craft a story that makes people like, dang, I need what she talking about. How do I get it? Because now you have the leverage. When you are telling people like, you need my thing, it's the best thing ever, you lose your leverage. But when you are able to communicate stories that move their heart, that make them say, I need what she has to offer, and they reach out to you, now you have the leverage. So what we need to do in our content is transition from whatever the braider and beauty industry is doing with the y'all know I'll be rambling about that on my story. I ain't gonna go there today. We need to transition from that to what I call story teaching, where we teach people through stories. Now, there's a 5-step process to doing this. Remy, I told you we was getting to content tomorrow in class, but T brought it up, so I'm gonna drop it, but I ain't gonna craft it in the workshop session with it right now. It's 5 steps to be able to craft a story that really catches people's attention and make them say, this is what I want. I need to listen to T. I need to listen to Remy. I need to listen to Kyra. Some of these terms you guys may know, I'm going to give them to you in different angles. Okay, how do we craft that story in a 60-second reel? Every reel you've ever watched from me follows this framework every single time. The first step is I need a hook. I know you guys have heard hook, hook, hook. Let me give you a different angle. The goal of the hook is to catch people's attention and get them to lean into what you're about to say. I know you probably heard that too as well. Let me give you some examples of hooks that I love. Let me share with you why if you are a braider, you should not be taking women clients. Let me share with you why being a colorist is way better than being a silk press specialist. Let me give you my 3 secrets that allow me to retire my husband and take a 7-day vacation without ever checking my booksy. The goal of the hook, which I know a lot of you have heard before, is to catch people's attention. That's 3rd grade. We got that. Y'all know that. I'm pretty sure y'all do. Let's get into the rest of the script. I call it the story. So hook, story. Remy, you kind of did this today, so you're probably gonna connect the dots like, oh, he did have me do this today. Hook and the story. The story's job is to hold people's attention because now once I hook them, I need to get them to a point where they are like, why should I listen to her? Why is this important? So if I start off by saying, if you are a braider, one of the dumbest things you could do is take women clients. Hook. Here's the story. I remember when I was sitting in the garage one day and I had just got done doing knotless braids on one of my clients. And she sat there and she told me after she got done, hey girl, I will catch you next year. And at that point, I realized that, hold on, I won't see you for a whole nother year. That means I'm not going to be able to have any money, or I'm not going to be able to have clients that come back. Okay, that's the story. I'm getting people bought into what I'm about to say. I want you to start filtering this through your mind right now as you listen to the sound of my voice. Some people doing hair. Rachel looked like she at the doctor's office. T, she folding clothes, being a good wife and mama. Remy, you like you a model. Kyra, I don't know what you're doing. But for all of y'all, I want y'all to just filter through what's going on. What's a hook you can say to get people's attention? What's a story you can tell them before you give them what you really want to say? One of the biggest things I have to tell y'all is that Instagram is not gatekeeping nobody. Instagram is not shadow banning your content. Your content is just trash. I know that's even looking at y'all faces. Y'all like, Jay, I'm about to hop on. I ain't coming back. But the content is trash. Let me give you some context. Kyra said, Dane called me out. Let me give you some context. How does Instagram make money, y'all? Somebody drop it in the chat. How does Instagram make money? Just give me some wild guesses. How does Instagram make money? Ads. That's a great guess. That's a real good guess. T said ads. So yes, Instagram makes money from ads. Okay. Let me give you another question. See if you a good one on here. Why do people pay Instagram to put their stuff on the platform? Do anybody know the answer? Why do people pay Instagram to put their stuff on the platform? Somebody got it.
Exposure.
For the exposure. Let's call it the eyeballs.
Okay.
The eyeballs. Instagram makes money by selling advertisement space for people who want to get in front of the eyeballs. Y'all know the cool thing about this is that you can partner with Instagram today. Let me tell you how. If you can create content that keeps people on the app, Instagram will reward you because they sell advertisement space for people who want to get in front of eyeballs. I know this is a different perspective than what everybody told you. They tell you to make connection and all the other stuff in the industry, in the beauty industry. I'm gonna keep it 100. All you gotta do is keep people on the app. You keep people on the app, Instagram gonna reward you. If your content sucks, you just not keep people on the app. It's that simple. So with that frame in mind now, what is the best way to keep somebody engaged in anything? It's to tell them a story. Why do you think we can sit in front of the movies and watch? I love the Avengers. When Avengers came out, I heard Sinners is popping. Sinners. How can people sit 2 hours and watch a whole movie and never get bored? Because it's a story, it's engaging, it keeps their attention. So what I want to tell you guys, going back to my first point, if we can create content that teaches through a story, we will have Instagram giving us more people, putting our, I promise you, Instagram can find your students better than you can. You're not that good at the job. I'm not either. So every single post I post, my goal is how can I teach through a story? Because I understand that I'm not at the point where I can just drop a picture with words on it, like I'm Beyonce, and everybody comment like that was bars. I'm not Beyonce. I'm Jalen Dorsey-Mitchell. But I know that I can craft stories that move people in their hearts, that makes them want to take action. So now let's go back to that story framework. The hook, catch their attention. We got that. Y'all know that. The story. Why should I listen to you? Now we need the transition. The hook. Nobody should be focused on braiding women hair. The story, Remy can talk. This is Remy, your example. Obviously, you know that. She could talk about how she had a client. She sat in her chair. She did knotless braids. When she did the knotless braids, the client got out the chair and said, girl, I see you in a few months or a year, because after this, it's silk press season. What that story does for your audience is it makes them put themselves in your shoes. It makes them see their situation through your point of view. So now they connected with you. They bought in. And now they like, dang, T, you speaking that facts. Like, girl, I do remember when I had that silk press client and she said whatever. I do remember that. Okay. So now we need to transition. The transition is so important because it sets up for the next thing I'm going to tell you guys. The transition is like this. I remember the story is, I remember I had that client, and when I had that client, she did this and this. But let me share with you the 3 things I learned from that client. Here's the biggest thing I took away from that experience. If you guys shift your mindset from I'm trying to create content because I'm the expert to I'm just sharing my own experiences, it's going to make it so much more easier. But we want to be the experts. We want to show up perfect in a performance. But the expertise comes from repetition. And the more content you put out there, I always tell my students when I coach them, and they say, what's the best content to put out there? What's the perfect hook and the perfect piece of reel? What's the perfect reel to put out there? And I say, I don't know. Let's just put a whole bunch of content out there and figure it out. Because what you think is perfect, the marketplace may think is trash. Why do you think we have these ideas? We put the content out there and we like, this one is it. And then it is terrible. We be sitting there like, man, I thought that was a banger. And then how do you feel? Discouraged. But if you look at it like, I'm going to put out a whole bunch of content, see what my students like. And then once I figure out what they like, I'm going to just duplicate doing more of what they like. But in order to make that happen, you have to put out more and not less. Okay. So the transition is very important. The transition sets up the teaching moment that you want to give them. So Remy may say, all right, here are the 3 things I learned from that client here are the 3 biggest mistakes I made from that client, and I never want you to make them. Or T may say, after going through that experience, here's something I would tell my 5-year-ago self if I wanted to be the best colorist in the city. You have that transition that sets up the lesson you want them to get. Everybody following me? I know this is deep today. I think we good. Rachel, are you at the doctor's or something? Like, Rachel, good. She said we good. Okay. Remy, you good over there? Okay. Kyra said, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Cool. So we have the hook catch their attention. The story holds their attention. The transition sets up what the big aha moment we want them to get. Remember, we don't want to tell them what to do. We want to tell them a story that makes them say, oh, I need to do this. Okay. Then we go into the 1 big idea or the 3 secrets. You're either going to give them 1 big idea that you learned, like 1 big takeaway, or you're going to give them 3 secrets. So for example, I may say something like this. There's no way possible that you are a braider making $10,000 a month and you don't have time for your kids. See, I remember when I was a photographer and I used to be so behind the camera and I didn't have time to literally spend time with my family or leave out and have a good time or even have self-care for myself. And going through that experience, this is 3 things I tell every braider that I work with so that they won't make the same mistakes that I did. Okay? Then I go into my teaching points. Number 1, whatever number 1 is for you. Number 2, whatever number 2 is for you. Number 3, whatever number 3 is for you. If you don't have 3 points, just give one big idea. What I learned from that client sitting in my chair and then coming out of my chair and telling me that she ain't gonna see me for a whole nother year is that I need to focus on a service that has clients who come back frequently. So now when somebody hear your content, they're like, oh, shoot, I also need to focus on a service that has clients that come back frequently. Hook, story, transition, 3 secrets or 1 big idea. And then the last thing, which you all know, is the call to action, CTA. Now, my angle with the call to action is this. Once somebody finishes listening to your story, what is the next thing you want them to do? After I get done watching T's video, what is the next thing T wants me to do? After I get done watching Remy's video, Rachel's video, Kyra's video, what's the next thing I want my student to do? If you leave that up to the student will not do what you want them to do. Here are some examples. Follow me for more content like this. Join my VIP list. Join my waiting list. Click the link in my bio. DM me blank to get more information. You guys all know this, but I want to put it through a different filter. 1 call to action. I see too many braiders and beauty pros and estheticians, whatever you consider yourself. Make sure you like, comment, share, save this post, and send it to a friend. And then make sure you DM me the word booked. You be like, girl, what the heck? That's 7 things. And the mind only remembers the last thing you tell it to do. That's a principle just in life. If you have a conversation with your kid, you say, clean your room, clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen. What you think they're going to remember? Well, probably all of them, but probably clean the kitchen the most because that's the last thing that you said. So in our content, we need to have 1 thing we want them to do. 1 thing. If you have more than 1 thing, you are confusing people. Remy, you okay? You got that face like, I've been saying, share my post, save it, send it to your mama, your daddy, and send me a DM. Your face is silly. I recently had a potential student, and I told her don't do this, but I sent her a voice memo on Instagram. I said, she had like, comment the word blank, but then she had a whole paragraph that was like, hey, my name is blank, 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 and I'm the blank, blank, blank specialist. Make sure you do this. I teach on finances, ebooks, coaching. I also have a mentorship coming up. It's like, bro, you got like a whole, what's the thing you write when you pass away? Is it obituary? Obituary. Yeah, obituary full of stuff. I'm not thinking about death, so don't shoot me for having that moment. The whole obituary. So when I'm thinking about this for you guys, y'all are educators now. I need y'all to move like it. 1 name. Do you want them to follow you? Do you want them to click the link in your bio? Do you want them to comment a word? Like, stop giving people 7 different things to do because they're never going to do 1 thing. Okay? So recapping that 5 steps. I haven't really polished this method up yet. I tested it on one of my students. She ended up getting 7,000 likes, about 2,000 votes on her page, and maybe about 100 plus saves on the piece of content. And her piece of content was all centered around braiders should not be charging under $200. But she told her story. She didn't tell them what to do, kind of. She just told them her story, the moment she had. And then from there, gave them the game. And then everybody was commenting like, girl, you crazy. Like, y'all should have saw the comments. Like, girl, you crazy. That's so stupid. Why would braiders charge under $200? So you would charge, somebody's like, you would charge $200 for 2 stitch braids? Like, you're going to get people who, you're going to get the haters. But even Jesus had haters. So what make you think you ain't going to have no haters? You ain't no special duck. You just like me. So hook, story, transition. Every time I get to this point where I got to put up this finger, it never works. So I'm going to say one big secret, one big idea, or 3 secrets, and then call to action. Okay, that is the story teaching formula. I'm currently polishing it. Give me about 30 days. I'm about to go on a content streak. Y'all gonna hear it more often. It's gonna be very butter. But I want you guys to hook, story, transition, one big idea or 3 secrets, call to action. It's 5 steps. It's that easy. Okay. Everybody good? Y'all good? Any thoughts about that? I actually want to craft a piece of content for somebody right now. I think that'd be a fun idea to do. Anybody want to come off mute and craft a piece of content real quick? Okay.
I
T
do.
says she coming off mute. What's up?
Okay, so I have actually been brainstorming tons and tons of pieces of content. So this gives me a good framework to work with.
Okay.
Can I use, no, I actually want to come up with my own.
You got it. Can I walk you through some prompts?
Yes, please. I'm thinking about the, oh, okay, I do have a good one. It's a real story, actually. It's about the importance of consultations. So like, I don't
Before you
know.
go to that, bag up. I got you. We're gonna have
Okay.
this done. Give us about 5 minutes. You're gonna have it. Who are
Okay.
we talking to? Who's the one person you're creating this reel for on the other side of the phone?
Hairstylists who want to master color, but they don't know
Okay.
where to start.
Okay. Okay. We have, okay. We have the, give me a second.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. We have the theme of the content. Like, what is the theme of this content? Then we have the script, which is story teaching. And then we have the format. Okay, I'm gonna break those 3 things down real quick.
Yes.
The theme is kind of like I found that there are 6 themes that have made my beauty pros the most money. And I just found out a 7th one. Okay. Documenting the journey, blank with me, like braid with me, color with me, whatever you do with me, wax with me, whatever it is. Just a snippet. So just a snippet is where like if it was braid with me, you would show the whole part. Parting, molding, stitching, design, edges, feeding in hair, finishing. Just a snippet is like showing one step out of that big step. Okay. The next one is dropping gems. So dropping gems is like where you want to share a lesson, like you about to do, dropping gems. Another one is let the people speak. Let the people speak means you take testimonials and case studies of people like talking about you being good, not bad, of course. The 7th one is controversy. Controversy has really did some numbers for my students. So if I was sitting here coaching you one-on-one, I would say, all right, what's the theme of this content first? Because that allows us to figure out what our script is going to be and then what the format is going to be.
Gotcha.
So is this more like you want to, if it's more like, okay, document the journey would be like you showing people you doing a consultation. Okay. Blank with me would be like, I'm sorry, document the journey would be like you talking about a consultation that you had and what happened. Blank with me, braid with me, consult with me would be like planting up the phone, you showing the consultation process. Just a snippet would be like you showing the part where you're getting ready to sell them on buying the hair service right there. Because that's a part of the consultation process, I would assume. Dropping gems would be like you want to share a tip or a strategy they can implement when it comes to consultations. Case studies would be you showing like a student who had a consultation and she closed the deal that same day. And then controversy would be like, I love humor, but I would say one of the craziest things hairstylists could do is take a client without talking to them. Or I would probably go even crazier. If you are a hairstylist who just takes anybody in your
I'll let her
chair,
mama call and make it.
my
Thank you.
mom. Oh, let me mute him. Okay, there we go. um, uh, something that's controversial in your industry around that topic. Okay. So we need to figure out what theme does that fall under. What theme do you want to fall this piece of content under?
Definitely controversial because I've had this conversation twice in the last 2 weeks with one from a client point of view and one from a stylist point of view. And I
Okay.
would definitely say that second one that you said of like, if you're a hairstylist taking color clients without doing a consultation first, you're like insane.
Got you. So everybody, let's just all craft a piece of content based on controversy. I want you guys just to pull up your notes, whatever, paper, pen, whatever, and think about something that's controversial to your industry. One of my students said that you should not be charging $200 or you should not be charging under $200 for braids. That disrupted the whole industry for like 24 hours. But what's something that's controversial to your industry? One of the things I like to preach on is that one of the craziest things I cannot stand beauty pros doing is writing 30 paragraphs on one video and then saying, read the caption after 10 seconds. I will preach that down that that's the dumbest thing you can do. You don't look like an educator and you're not giving value. And one of the tips I want to tell you, T, is that, or all of y'all, when it comes to controversy, don't be dibbling down like, oh, should I say that? Like, no, either you all in or you all out. Remy, we had that moment earlier. Should I say they slaving behind the chair? I'm like, either you gonna say it or you're not gonna say it at all.
My heart is still racing from you putting, like, don't take women clients.
Yes. That's what she preaches. She says that every braider should not be focusing on taking women's clients. They should be focused on getting men clients because women are inconsistent and they got these seasons, silk press season, braid season. Men, they don't care. They get their hair done 2 to 3 times a month or come back every 2 to 3 weeks. They stick with the same barber and the same hairstylist. So
That's
she
facts.
preaches. Look at your audience, Remy. They say it's so true. They hear saying it. So, okay, you said we're gonna go in controversy. So everybody should have written down what's a controversial topic in their industry. If you follow along with us right now, you will have a piece of content you can post today because some of you want to post today anyways. Okay, so what's a controversial thing that is in your industry? Cool. We're gonna stick with the theme of controversy. What is something crazy we can say, like a hook? Remember, we need to catch their attention. What's something crazy we can say that will catch their attention? Okay. Anytime I'm coaching with somebody, I like to ask them this question before they give me the answer. What will happen if your student does not do what you're telling them to do? So if you don't take consultations, what will happen? Go ahead, T.
You're number one, you're more likely to F up your color application or your client's hair.
Okay. You're more likely to mess up your color application or your client's hair. Okay. So now if we in a session, I would say, all right, T. So if they don't do what you say, they either gonna mess up their client's application, which will mess up their hair. I would say, all right, T, what happens when your client's hair is messed up? What would you say?
You're not getting paid.
Okay.
You're not getting paid.
Okay. And I would say, all right, if you don't get paid, what will you not be able to do?
Pay your bills, pay your rent, pay anything you need to pay because, I mean, that's what we work for. We work for money.
Got you. So I would say, all right, let's craft a hook around those either level 2 or level 3. Because level 1 was just like, oh, you're just gonna mess up the hair. That's kind of boring. But what if we can go deeper and be like, if you don't want to be able to pay in Detroit, we have DTE. That's our energy and light bill. So I say something like, if you are a hairstylist and you want to be able to pay your DTE bill, you need to make sure you don't do this. Oh, that's going to catch attention more than if you're a hairstylist, you need to make sure you need to make sure you take consultations. That's not catching nobody. So I want you guys to start thinking around what are some everyday things you can tie around to your hook that your audience will be like, girl, that's me. Remy may say something like, if you scare your landlord gonna put you out because you can't make booth rent, let me give you this. Because she deals with braiders who fear transition to full-time and then can't pay their booth rent. So I want you guys to start crafting, maybe take about my timer says is 48, 49, 50-second mark. Let's take 10 seconds real quick. 5 seconds left. 2, 1, got you. Okay, so we're gonna take an everyday thing that our audience recognizes and connect that to what we're trying to get across in our content. Okay, everybody good? Remy, you good? Okay, T, you good? AP, I know you grinding. I know you here though. You've been consistent. Hey, AP, flowers to AP, she has probably been here the longest. She has been here the longest, actually. She's been here from the In the Mud days. Rachel, you good over there? Or are you still at the doctor? I know you probably not at the doctor. Kyra, you good over there? Give me something in the chat, Kyra. Okay. T, since this is your solo session right now, why did you say kinda?
I was still writing.
Okay. What you
I was
got?
still writing. Okay, so I basically I said if you want to be able to pay your salon rent, you need to stop taking color clients without a consultation.
Okay. Got you. How y'all feel about that? Yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, you got thumbs up. The marketplace voted. Between me and you, we don't know. The marketplace
Period.
knows. Okay. So what is the story you can tell them that's going to hold their attention? Do you have a story where you
Yes.
skip the consultation or something? Okay, give it to me.
Oh, okay. So
Pause. Give me the short version.
okay. I ended up repairing a client's hair for a year for free because I didn't do a color consultation.
Mm,
Because
I like that.
that's really what happened. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Something my mentor taught me, to make our stories better, we need to add in the 5 senses. Remy, you talked about this earlier, so thanks for the idea. He said, what story sounds better? Hey, I remember when I had a color client, I had to repair her hair for a year. Or, hey, I remember when a client had sat down in my chair and I thought I was all big and bad. And when I got done doing her hair, she looked in the mirror, she looked at me, I looked at her, and she said, girl, this is not it. And fast forward for a year straight, I had to repair her hair. Which story is going to hold people attention more? Probably the second. So my thought for you guys is, how can you implement more senses into your story in like a 2 to 4 sentence window? And I know for us, I say us because I'm a rambler too. That can be hard. But how could you talk about you spent the chair around, and as you spent the chair around, you thought you was doing a good job, and your client head was looking at their phone, and they put their head up at the mirror, and when they looked at the mirror, they looked in the mirror, and they looked at you, and they said, and you got to have a pause in there too on Instagram. Girl, this is not it. That will hold somebody's attention way more. So, how can we amplify your story, T? How can we amplify your story, Remy? AP in your head, how can you amplify the stories that you tell people? Rachel, how could you amplify the stories? Kyra, how could you amplify the stories? I'm gonna give it about, it's 53 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm gonna give it about 15 seconds. Okay, that's 15. T, what you got?
I was 1 hour into my color process, feeling really good, really confident about her hair. When I stopped to check my foil, it was supposed to be blonde and it was red.
Dang. Even Remy face was like, girl, you messed up big.
Big time.
Kyra said, got me. Oh my gosh. If y'all start story teaching on y'all content, everybody turning up. We having a whiteboard Monday party, like a pizza party next week.
No, this is fire.
Okay. So now we need to go into the transition. We got the hook, we got the story, we need the transition. The transition is going to bridge people from the story to your one big idea or the 3 secrets. So let me pull up my document a little bit. I typed some of these transitions out. I think this is it right here. Okay. So transition, make it clear why this story matters. Use this moment to set up what you're about to teach. I didn't say that part. Keep the curiosity going. Set it up like that moment taught me something every insert your target audience needs to hear. Let me break down what I realized that day so you won't make the same mistakes. Another one is, so here are 3 secrets I wish someone told me back then, or here are 3 things I wish I would have knew before that client sat in my chair. Okay, so we're bridging the story to the 3 secrets or the one big idea. And remember, what's the difference? You either about to drop 3 bars or you about to give one big idea. Okay, you got it? Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay. That moment taught me something every hairstylist who desires to master color should know. A consultation is non-negotiable. No matter what the client tells you, you always need to check for yourself.
Okay. Let's stay in the transition, but keep that first secret. That's real good. Y'all making me so excited today. I love Mondays. I had a great time with Remy earlier. She did some crazy stuff. Y'all do some crazy stuff. We're gonna keep doing crazy stuff. Your transition, remember, we're trying to hold people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Something I told Remy earlier is that if you have any point in your content or anything where people can assume they know what you're about to talk about, they will die off.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they don't have a reason to stay, they will die off. In psychology and like psychology persuasion, this is called open loops. Oh, somebody about to turn up today. I swear, y'all are. If I say something like, all right, you guys, today we are going to be going over how to create content that tells stories. And the last thing I'm going to tell you at the end of this session is going to be the most important thing. So now, as I'm going through number 1 and number 2, you're like, okay, but you still waiting for me to get to that last thing because I opened up a loop in your mind. Like, he got something to say at the end, but I haven't got there yet. So imagine in your transition, you said like some steps, or you said, say the transition one more time.
That moment taught me something that every hairstylist who wants to master color should know.
Okay. What if we said something like, that moment taught me 3 things that moment taught me 3 things that every hairstylist needs to know.
If they
They
want to master color.
if they want to master color, I would add a little bit more curiosity in there. That
Okay.
moment taught me 3 things every hairstylist needs to know if they want to master color. And number 3 is something I wish I would have implemented sooner.
Okay.
So now people like, okay, she about to, it's like it's doing 2 things. Number 1, if they don't know what's coming up, they're gonna die off. So you saying a number like 3 things, 1 big idea, is putting in their mind like, okay, she has 3 things to say. Okay. Now the other thing about that is, if you have some type of bait as at the end, of like, but the second one is the one I wish somebody would have told me sooner. But the third one is the one that even if I had to start over, I would never skip this. Like if we could have some bait that make people, it's like you open in a loop and you're gonna close it later. You're gonna open a loop and you're gonna close it later. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You're getting somewhere. I see the smiles. You're getting somewhere.
I am, because now I'm thinking of the 3 points and I'm putting them in order of what's the most important.
Yeah.
Can I have 15 more seconds?
Go ahead. We have 59:30, so 45.
What did you say? What was the last thing you said about number 3 is one that I wish I had known sooner?
And the third one is one I wish I had known sooner.
Okay. Okay. I'm doing this today for the record.
Oh yeah,
I have to build out my content around this. Okay. Consultation. Yes. Okay. Okay. It's there. Okay, I got it. And yes, because that's the biggest one.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm ready. All right. That moment taught me 3 things every hairstylist needs to know if they want to master color. And number 3 is one I wish I'd known sooner. 1, the consultation is non-negotiable. 2, you should charge for every consultation. And 3, do not believe what your client tells you in the chair. Check for yourself every single time by doing a strand test.
Okay. That is fire. Let's amplify it.
Come on.
For every secret, give one sentence talking point.
Okay, talking point as in like something that I personally learned or just...
So I would say something like, secret number 1, you don't need a studio to start teaching. Like I started with a ring light and a white wall. Number 2, like it provides a little bit more substance
to the why it's important.
Yeah, why it's important.
Got you. Okay. I'm gonna start at number 3. I wish I know sooner, because then I could just keep rolling. Number 3 is the one I wish I'd known sooner. Secret number 1, your consultation is non-negotiable. Why is it non-negotiable? Oh, okay, I got it. Your consultation is non-negotiable. People will try to talk you out of the need for a consultation, but you know, I'm stuck.
Take some time.
Okay.
Take some time. Take a couple seconds to get them talking points.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Got it. This is why these conversations are good. Secret number 1, your consultation is non-negotiable. It's the difference between you having a map or having a GPS and knowing where you're going or driving aimlessly.
I like the connection to everyday stuff.
2, secret number 2, you should charge for every consultation because you wouldn't do any work for free. Your time is worth it.
Yeah.
And number 3, Don't believe what your clients tell you. You should do a strand test every consultation because people lie, but hair doesn't.
All right, yeah, we done for the day. We done for the day. She don't even need the call to action.
Cannot wait. I cannot wait to do this. I gotta her put that baby down for a nap so I can do this.
The last one is the call to action. So now you done drop the gems. Rachel gave you some clapping emojis. I guess that mean like, yeah, girl. So now we just need to bridge to the call to action. So what do you want them to do after listening to this video?
Honestly, right now, my biggest calls to action are following me because I don't have anywhere else for them to go or do anything else. So I would say follow me for more. What's this theme again? This is controversial, but I would say for more gems, more tips, more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like a follow me if you were ready to become the colorist that everybody wants to go to. Mhm. Yeah. So you need to bridge that like now if you agree with anything that I said, follow me if you're ready to become the colorist that everyone goes to. AP, what you over there doing? Knotless?
I'm actually doing lock.
Locks? Like
So lock.
full locks?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first heard that term, I was calling it fox locks. I was like, what? My wife was like, faux locks? I'm like, no, fox. Like, you know the fox locks? She's like, no, faux. I'm like, oh, okay. Got you. Are these the same as like jaw locks?
No, because that's not boho.
Okay. I'm trying to know my terms in the braiding industry and stuff. Y'all see me out there. Let us see the work. Don't gatekeep the work. Let us see the work.
I don't know if so much to be on the camera.
Okay, never mind. We just want to see the back of her head at least. Oh yeah, the part's crispy. Part's crispy. That's so sweet.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I'm trying to turn my camera. It's
Oh, the
getting
sweet.
barreled in.
Oh yeah, that's them fire.
Oh no, this is sneak peek. The back wall,
Mm-hmm.
the logo.
Yeah, that's
You
hard.
know,
Is it hot there?
yes, it's so hot in Florida. I wasn't ready.
So you are in Jacksonville.
I am.
T, you are in
Ohio, Dayton.
Dayton. Remy is in where's Remy at, AP? You
Houston.
remember?
I
Houston?
bet she's in Houston, yeah.
Kyra, where you from? I don't remember where Kyra is at.
Oh,
Maryland. Kyra's in Maryland. And we got people all around the world. Okay. Man. All right, what we got, T? Let's close it out.
Oh, I'm done. I'm just writing it out so I can have my script. I'm literally just writing my script out. I'm about to save it in my notes because I'm about to do a voiceover video.
Okay. Now that brought me to the format. The formats is either talking head, talking straight to the camera. We all know that one. Where did I put these at? Sorry, guys. 1 second. There you go. Okay, yes. Talking to the camera, talking head. podcast style. So you either do like fake or real, where you like podcast mic and you looking at a camera, like just like a real podcast, but you can fake it and act like you're talking.
Love that. I'm not doing that, but not for this one maybe, but I love that.
Yeah, you can do that. Another good one is like BTS plus voiceover. So this is where you have a voiceover and then all the clips are just BTS of your work. I put on here BTS plus screenshots. I don't remember what that one is. Carousels is another great one. Something I've been doing lately is like a picture and then the video after. And then another one is green screen, where you have you at the bottom and then something behind you playing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I would charge you guys to every post that you take, every reel that you create, or whatever you're about to create, figure out how you can turn it into one more additional piece of content.
Okay.
So if you do reel, turn to a carousel. If you do reel, like if you do BTS and voiceover, turn into a talking head where you're talking to the camera. Like, let's find multiple ways to leverage the same thing. Cool beans, y'all. All right. Well, we are way past time, but I enjoyed this today. We had the most amount of people we probably ever had on here today too as well. Any closing words? AP, what you got? You know, you're the motivational speaker after every class now. So
Um, no, today was great as always. I think T is ready to conquer. Drop your Instagram so I can follow you.
I'm gonna add her in
And
the chat.
yeah, we're all we gotta get this content together. But once you get I like how Jalen breaks things down because once you think about it in the way that he's broken it down, it does become easier.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I just added T to the group chat, and I just
Okay.
added Kyra. I added you to the group chat as well, so you can be in there. Cool. T said cool. Cool. I want to start kind of doing something new because I want to continue to get more feedback. Can you guys give me like one takeaway you got from today? Whatever is like the best takeaway you
With
got
your
from
target
today.
audience.
What was yours again? I'm sorry.
Be specific with your target audience, like with who you're talking to.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Like so for me, my target audience is beginner braiders, but even more specific, teen braiders. So girls that are just braiding for fun in school, braiding their friend's hair, because that was me. And I never looked at it as a lucrative business until now. So like that's kind of like, just to give us feel.
That's fire. So you more so are focused on helping teen braiders, like college braiders, braiding in college type junk.
Yeah.
Fire. Fire. I didn't know that. That's fire. It's fire. I know somebody on Instagram that, she got the teen braid camp. You know about that?
I've seen one for like, is it like 2 weeks?
I just know her brand's kind of like this orange and green
Oh no, I
brand.
think the girl I saw was like pink. Or maybe that was the nail girl, because I saw like two different ones.
I'm gonna send it to
One was
you.
doing nails and one was doing braid.
Bet. Just sent it in the chat.
Okay.
T, top takeaway?
Yes. The story teaching format, utilizing that for creating content would make content 10 times easier, but 100 times more effective. That is my biggest takeaway. So even though you don't have that like perfectly polished, it's T. Just
Okay. Yeah, you gotta work on delivering it a little bit better, I'm actually teaching it tomorrow officially for the first paid time. So appreciate that. Glad you can get some. Now, the real sauce is when I see you took action and posted the video.
I'm waiting on my son to go to sleep so I can do the voiceover. I don't care if I gotta go in the bathroom and do it while he's doing whatever he's doing, because I promise I have a whole script. I'm
That's
so
it.
excited about that.
You gotta take a picture and send me that. Send me that. That's like a good social proof thing I can post. Don't forget about me.
I won't. I'll take a picture when we're done and I'll put it in that group chat. Is in the group chat or in the
group is cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Kyra said, great, thank you. How to make content that attracts people and not just pointless. What is pointless content? What is pointless content to the beauty industry? Maybe all of y'all had different point of views on that, but what do you mean by that, Kyra? She's typing. So do any of y'all know what she probably mean? Pointless content in the beauty industry?
I feel like no content is pointless, but as far as like engaging content.
Okay.
Yeah, she commented in the chat and said content with no interaction. So I would say the same, like non-engaging content.
Mm-hmm. Just like, oh, I did her hair. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Like
Nobody cares.
right.
Okay. That make a lot of sense. Okay, bet. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Got a 3 o'clock
Thank you.
mastermind.
Well, you need to take a break.
It's all good. This keeps you refreshed. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm gonna be looking forward to T's piece of content. And I will catch y'all